Recently I purchased this Sega Saturn racing wheel. There are different versions out there. This is the Japanese released version, also called the HSS0115, and coming in the... is this brown color? Yeah, I think a brown color, whatever thingy. But there is also a white edition, and I think the pole was black. Nevertheless, I already want to review one of these on the channel, so let's see what are we getting and how does it actually work. So this is going to be in racing wheel, just a racing wheel without pedals. So this is a quite interesting configuration, something you don't see very often anymore. I just realized that this particular wheel configuration has been implemented on one of the PlayStation 1 racing wheels I've reviewed here, also called the V3. And why is that? It's quite simple, because that one was adjustable and had similar features. But let's take a close look at it. I also purchased it with some games because I wanted to check it out. This wasn't Japan release, so we're going to be playing this on my Japanese Sega Saturn console. So let's see, what did I get inside of the package. Ooh, it comes even with some Lost Switch games. But I purchased these games with the same collector because I wanted to have a couple of games to test it with. The first one is going to be Daytona USA, what I understand of the racing wheel was exactly made for that. And then we're having Sega Rally, but if it's going to be a fun, let's see, configuration and a way to play, that we're going to be finding out. I've seen this racing wheel in, let's say, different stores, but never personally experienced it. So it's going to be absolutely a blast to the past for actually the first time. I do love the shape of this racing wheel. It's giving me some Knight Rider vibes, or at least like something of a futuristic car. So the buttons are all implemented in the racing wheel itself, so this meaning that we can just navigate through the menu itself. But it's also kind of cool that we do have some flippers over here. And we will find flippers, so if you want to do some shifting, you can actually do that. And what is interesting, you can just hear the clicking noise. And that's kind of satisfying that this thing actually had a micro switch in here. Another feature I think is kind of cool is that we can actually unlock and lock the wheel itself and putting it in different angles. I think I need now some WD-40, but beside that I think it's absolutely awesome. Some of the features you don't see very often also when it comes to these racing wheels in general. Where we have all these fancy racing wheels now with 900-degree like steering wheels, this is just some old school stuff going on. And the resistance of the spring, it's kind of nice. Playing some Daytona or other racing games with a controller is a lot of fun, but I think when it comes to racing wheels, it's just that next level. Some of the things that I experienced as a child and had so much fun with, or at least the ones for the PlayStation 1 I've reviewed here on the channel. But let's grab my Sega Saturn that I completely modified with all kinds of cool stuff. For example, having the case over here and the power supply that has been swapped out. Combining this, let's do a Sega Saturn 2 times. This is like an HDMI cable, so we're going to play an LCD. I know. CRT would be the ultimate way, but just grabbing a nice IPS panel and plugging this cable in. Everything has been plugged in. So you know what's even cooler about this case? If you're going to be putting your game in here, you can just see it spin. Oh yeah, there we go. That is just freaking awesome. One of those features I love about these translucent cases. Okay, so the seller did warn me that this is not going to be a great overall experience. The first thing I do wonder is like, how do I... Oh, okay, so that's actually how it works. You need to switch to the mode like that. Okay. Pressing A over here. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is see if I can adjust it a little bit more to my liking. Yep, there we go. We can look at... so let's move it a little bit around. And there we go. Let's do a practice. Oh, no. Okay, whatever. Let's go to the automatic. First though, let's do a little bit of a racing, see how it actually responds, because I'm curious now. I'm guessing A needs to be acceleration, and nope. Okay, viewing. Oh, there we go. It's going to be B. Oh, let's see. Oh man, this is really sensitive. So he told me that this racing wheel is not, let's say, perfect for this game, and I completely understand where he's coming with this, because it's super sensitive. There is of course no way of adjusting it, but let's see if I can manage to play this game. Yeah. Oh, no indeed, it's very difficult to actually play this. So, but this means if this game is not playable and this is maybe actually made for Daytona, that the overall experience with this racing wheel is only dedicated to one single or maybe 2 games. So getting the hang of it, There we go. Let's steer a little bit to the different side. There we go. Oh yeah, it's getting better, So it's not like superb overall driving experience, I do manage to get myself into the game. I did finish. That is something. The famous Daytona USA. Let's check out if this game is better compatible with the racing wheel. I am really curious now about this at this point, because the Sega Rally was fun. Oh man, I need to change the battery. But the overall experience, I do agree, it was not the best. Daytona! Oh yeah! Daytona! Daytona! Just choose the boring lap, because I am kind of boring. And no! Okay, first round, let's do a quick little bit of racing with automatic. See if I can even manage to get the car on the road and stay on the road. Okay, there we go. See the drive. Oh, whoa, this is such a different experience because of the sensitivity. Oh man, this is so much more fun. Wow, indeed, this is so cool. There we go. Oh yeah. Now I do wonder, like if we can have like the manual, is this going to be even better, a more fun experience? Let's try that, by the way, because I am really curious about it. Woohoo! So let's try this again, but this time with manual. Also changed out the more difficult track. The basic route is fun, but I just wanted to check it out, how it will actually be when just having every mode on. Alright, so let's get into the race game. Oh, I completely messed it up with the gears, I'm guessing. Yep, there we go. So it's a lot of fun playing this now. Where I did never understand the Daytona game. I've been testing it on all kinds of devices. But now actually playing this with a racing wheel, this is just the way how we should play this game. I suck at, like say, trying to be using the gear shift. But also the gear shift, that micro switch is absolutely great. I would never thought that it's going to be such an, let's say, fun experience. That's going to be helping my driving style, because I really suck at this game. But the sensitivity of the controller or the steering wheel with Sega Rally, it's not going to be positive, simply because it's going to be so difficult to steer with the game. With this particular game, because it's so much more relaxing arcade, it's so much more fun to actually play. The Sega Saturn racing wheel was absolutely a blast to the past, or I didn't own it as a child, and now it's so much fun to actually experience it, particularly when it comes to Daytona USA. Now I get this game. With this freaking controller or this racing wheel, this combination is absolutely perfect. However, I did manage to play Sega Rally, and I do wonder which games can be played with this, or maybe a Wipeout. Let me know in the comments which game did you ever played with a racing wheel for the Saturn. Thank you all for watching, consider subscribing, and it would be great to see you in the next video.